right.
Hey.
Good
Hey,
afternoon.
Anthony. Like that new haircut.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to our show every Friday. We have been we're kind of getting together every once in a while. We gotta miss each other every once in a while, but we're here on Friday. One of us will guarantee we'll be here on Fridays for you. Hey, welcome to the
We
show.
try.
Every Friday, 1 p.m. Financial Sense. This is an all things relevant media podcast that basically answers your questions and get questions answered for you on our show every day, referencing understanding finance, understanding your money, how to make your money work hard for you. Because guess what? You work hard for that money, and we're gonna make sure that you know how to take some of that money and make it work hard for you. So we're gonna have we have different guests here every once in a while. So we're just happy to be here to be able to share the information that we're able to share and you be able to benefit. But I'm gonna let you know something. Everything that we share here, there's nothing new. It's nothing new. Maybe new if you just heard it, but there's a pipeline of information always out there for you to get great information, and we're just trying to bring it here in one place at one time on Fridays at 1 p.m. The Financial Sense Show. I am Mad Flo with Mad Flow Financial, and I am a life license agent with World System Builder. Enjoy this business because I enjoy making a difference. That MAD stands for making a difference in life for others. So I enjoy
Don't
making.
you all believe that? Man
Yeah,
stands
he
for
thinks I'm
mad.
crazy. I'm not crazy, y'all. That's what it stands for. And we have two great co-hosts here today and a very great guest today. And we're going to have Tanya to introduce him a little bit later. But Tanya Scott Pilcher and Anthony Murray, two great co-hosts that's been, you know, working this thing with me since we started it some months back. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Tanya, and then we're going to listen from here from Anthony. Introduce yourselves. Let us know what's going on in your lives right now, and let's get this show on the road.
All right. All right. Hey, everything is fabulous today on this Friday. And my name is Tanya Scott Pilcher. I am with Get Skills. Get Skills. What we do is that we help people that want to be a part of this $1 trillion industry called insurance. And we give you the opportunity to pass the exam, which is the tough part and being in the industry, but we are at a 95% passing rate. And I am so excited about that. Not only are we doing life and health classes now, we are doing property and casualty. And I had the pleasure this year to go over into Texas and do some adjusters training also. And so, this business is booming. And I'm sorry to say everything that has happened with COVID, but COVID has allowed this business to explode, that we're able to do it not only in Georgia, we're able to carry it around the world, whether we want to be in person or if we want to be online. So I am excited about what we have coming up. Hey, I got a chance to finally meet my co-host face to face, Mr. Anthony Murray. It's amazing that we have been doing this and we have not met face to face. But I had the pleasure of meeting him and his wife face to face at this awesome awards event that we're going to talk about with Representative Carl Gilliard. And Anthony, I'm going to turn it over to you. It was such a pleasure. I enjoyed both of you, and I thank you so much for supporting me during that awesome award.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tanya, the honor was all mine. I was so blessed. And it was good to be at an event where you didn't see jeans and shorts. It was really a beautiful event. My name is Anthony Murray. I'm a pastor. I'm an evangelist. I'm a teacher. I'm a student. I'm a servant. And I'm with World System Builder Financial Group. I'm a financial literacy educator. I teach people how money works. So if you want your money to work for you, we need to talk. Mike, what's going on, brother? So good to see you. Listen, this podcast is for you. And you know what? Let me tell you something else. It was really good to meet Mom.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I met Mom, got me a nice big hug. Yeah, I was ready to steal her and take her home. Yeah, I tell you what a blessing. The food was good. The atmosphere was phenomenal. Great job, Representative Gilliard. It was absolutely phenomenal. The venue was good. I tell you what a blessing. So I'm with World Financial Group, financial literacy educator. My college major is actually in that field, insurance and real estate, but I also have a doctorate in theology. All right. And so enough of that stuff. But I love helping people. I love teaching people. And I tell you what, we got some stuff for you today. All right. So you don't want to miss this. How many of y'all go broke around this fabulous year? This time of year. All right. We're going to help you put an end to that. But we do want to talk about something that's coming up. And Tanya is going to introduce our guest. I met Pastor Gilliard a while ago. But Tanya and I were talking, and we like, what we gonna do? And I said, well, you know what was really on my heart? And I told her, and she said, all right. We put our heads together. She said, I'll reach out. She reached out. I sent the text, and here he is. I'm telling you something. I almost want to introduce. Yeah, we might have to do a double introduction. Listen, this man is phenomenal. You know what makes him really so unique? He's humble.
Yep.
He's reached a place that, you ever hear the saying, the peak of the iceberg? That means it's just starting. See, the peak of the iceberg, the tip of it, is the only part you see out of the water. But the strongest part of it, well, you have to ask the folks that was on that cruise. Remember that cruise? All right. They ran into that iceberg and it's only a little bit of ice. Yeah. Next thing you know, they were sinking, right? So the strength of the iceberg is really underneath the water. So I believe God has some great things in store for this gentleman. Why? Because of what God called him to do, what he's doing. So without any further ado, I'm going to ask Tanya to give a formal introduction of our guest today.
Oh,
Miss Tanya.
Yes. I am.
Wait a minute. Let me say this one last thing. My sister Tanya, my sister got an award. She got acknowledged. Almost brought tears to my eyes. I got pictures. I wish I knew how to upload these pictures so y'all could see my sister now. She's not related to y'all, but my sister.
It was such an.
I was so proud of her. So proud. So, oh man, we just my eyes got watery. I said, wait a minute, I gotta cut this fountain off.
Look, we gotta cut him off.
All right, Tanya, go ahead. Tanya, go ahead.
Well, today we have with us Representative Carl Gilliard. He has been my friend for quite some time. Some people you watch. I've known Carl I watched Carl many years ago. And, you just don't know what people are going to do in this community. But he was pushing along, rapping too, and having a good time, and just, sending a message to youth. I don't know if I was really into youth at that time in my life. I was more into businesses. And so I really was hanging around his sister at different functions and events. And he wasn't there at that time. But as he started coming back into Savannah and just making things happen, feeding people and having small events, and all of a sudden, I was like, man, he's doing some awesome things here. Let me see what he's got, what he has going on. So you watch people grow. And then, Carl has a heart. And so even though you kind of know somebody and you really don't, but when you sit down and you talk to them and you can feel what they feel, he's emotional and passionate about
Absolutely.
our community. He's not only passionate about the old, he's passionate about the young. He's a passionate about those that are succeeding and those that need a hand up. He's been preaching in this community. He's been teaching in this community, and he's been helping all for years. We finally got him elected, even though I don't live in his district. We finally got him elected. Hallelujah. And he did not go to the Gold Dome quiet. He went making changes for this community, and he took Savannah along with him. He didn't think about just all of every place else. He has thought about his home first, and he's put that on the first part of his agenda. But when we talk about having awesome events for this community, I participated in the most exciting and heart-filled event on November 23rd, which was something about poverty. Give poverty a pink slip. I had to think about that color pink. Give poverty a pink slip. And we gave poverty a pink slip because anyone that needed anything regarding food for Thanksgiving, it was there. All you had to do was roll up. There was no one was looking at anybody. No one looked at or cared what car you were driving or how you were coming along. We were giving. And so I was so glad to be a part of that, Representative Carl Gilliard. I thank you for what you have done in this community, and I'm looking forward to what you have coming up. So without further ado, my friend, Representative Carl Gilliard, so happy to have you with us today.
Tanya, thank you, and thank Mad Flow out that's making money and adding dividends on there, and the great Pastor Murray, my hero and my friend. I said to him at the event, he came to shake my hand. I said, "Man, you're a catalyst. I've been watching you for a long time. You started a lot of things that most ministers of the gospel had not thought of." And Tanya, when Tanya Scott Pilcher asks you to do something, you salute and you line up and you just start marching. So I'm here, elated about being here on this great format, and thank God for what y'all are doing, because heard so much about the show and how y'all are empowering people and getting people on their feet and letting them know the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and over. It's not working. So people are tuning in. So thank you all so much for having me on this format.
You are quite welcome. So we want you to talk about what we have coming up. You did such an awesome job with the Thanksgiving event. Tell us how long that's been going on.
So you talk about financial sins. 2009, we had the recession that hit America. I was working in corporate America, making really good money. God had been good. And 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, 26 of us were called into the office, and they said this word that Georgia has: "We no longer need your services." And so, a new house, a new car, couldn't get any help, trying to reach out. All of my life I've been helping, and I couldn't get any help. So we were like the Beverly Hillbillies. We pulled into, gave up my house, gave up my car, came into Garden City. And while we were in need, we started feeding people. My family was walking with me, and we started Feed the Hungry. Back then it was Savannah Hosea Feed the Hungry, and then it was Savannah Feed the Hungry. And then I realized there are no boundaries to hunger. So 1.5 million meals later in 14 cities, we have Feed the Hungry. And it's been a blessing. We were able on November 23rd, Tanya, thanks to your support and partners. And I'm gonna bring up this word today: partner, partner, partner. You can't do it by yourself.
Right.
There's some folk that are far smarter than you. They're called millenniums. They're called Tanya Scott Pilcher. They're called Mad Flo. They're called Pastor Murray. They're far smarter. You got to have partners, mentors, all the above. And so we were able to feed about 3,000 people, about 14,000 pounds of chicken, 2,000 bunches of collard greens. I feel like it's the 12 days of Christmas. 1,400 pounds of sweet potato and a partridge and a pear tree. But tremendous event, and we got them empowered through the empowerment zone. We wanted them to go back to school, take those technical courses, start your business, get your finances lined up, get your mind lined up, and get back on your feet. So it was a really great event.
And you haven't stopped there. We have another event coming up, and I'm definitely going to say we because I'm in.
Oh yeah. I'll talk to my wife about that.
This event is special to me. It's 13 seasons later. And we fed a lot of people because I said we partnered organizations, agencies, churches, fraternities, sororities. Everybody, your mom has been there as far as volunteers. So we're going to take this one to the Savannah Civic Center arena. It's called the Big One. And since, COVID-19 hit 2 years ago, over 700,000 Americans are not at our tables. We got a lot of people that are struggling. Yeah, there's been a lot of help, but there's still a lot of people on fixed income, senior citizens and others that are struggling. The most pertinent thing I remember, Tanya, is in 2008, my family had to sit at somebody else's table. And I remember that I couldn't sit at my own table, Mr. Corporate America. And I had to humble myself just to say thank you. And so we're going to serve hope on a plate. We want everybody to come. It's for the working poor. You got soldiers that are in their infancy level that they're struggling. I know because I had a son that was in the Army and he was in Fort Hood. He was struggling. We had to take food up to him. And so we want everybody to come out. We're going to have lots of good food. You don't have to do anything but sit down. For the first time in 2 years, we're going to serve a hot meal. We've got over 14,000 pounds of Purdue chicken again. We got our signature farmers market. We got our empowerment zone. And that empowerment zone, Pastor Murray, is where people get on their feet, where we know after the dinner, after the meal is all over, after all the toys, what do we do to get back on our feet? How do we get that business that has a tax ID number to learn about a Dun and Bradstreet number to get business credit so we can equip them? Deuteronomy 8:18 says, I give you the power to have wealth. Yes. We got to equip the saints. And so that empowerment zone will get people equipped. Tanya's getting people licensed for insurance. And what that does is somebody might work for somebody, but you can be Mr. or Mrs. CEO. You can work for yourself, and so you the number one industry in Savannah is logistics. So they want CDL drivers. It's time for you to not just drive the truck, but to own the truck, to own the business. We're talking about manufacturing CEOs. We're talking about individuals right now, forklifting. We're talking about people that can start their own companies, brokering at the ports and all the above. And so we want people to be equipped. Rentability to sustainability. Renting your homes. The average home in Savannah to rent is what? 3-bedroom is what? $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a month.
$1,400.
Well, I've been renting. You don't understand. I've been renting for 30 years, and I've just gotten comfortable. And I know Mr. Jones, and Mr. Jones owns the house, and you've been helping him pay the mortgage. So what we've done in 2 years with Feed the Hungry is we've gotten 244 people into homes. We've given them $15,000 down payment assistance from the state, $7,500 from the city, and we've moved them from rentability to sustainability. And their mortgage costs less than what they were paying for their rent.
Hallelujah.
That's where we're going. We've opened the Empowerment Center after 10 years of going through empowerment zones. We've opened up the Empowerment Center. You don't want to finish your GED at Savannah Tech because you feel uncomfortable. Come to the Empowerment Center. Come to get the classes that you need. Flo and Pastor Murray and Tanya in Atlanta and the ATL, they do business a lot different than us.
Yes, they
The
do.
average person, when they're getting ready to go to a seminar, oh, Doc, I gotta go. No, we're showing you the way you do business. The Bible says, study to show yourself approved. Sit down, relax, get you some grapefruit juice, and just relax for a minute. Go through the process. We have classes in the Chatham County Jail. People don't know all this stuff. Feed the Hungry has classes in the jail called New Beginnings.
Right.
We work with men and women for the last 5 years. We have the #1 program. What has happened is when they get out the jail, we say, we're going to see you on the other side. So now we're producing a young lady that came out, has her own trucking company, owns 3 trucks. We're producing individuals. Another young lady, Stephanie, has her own painting company. We have another young lady, powerful testimony. She said, when I come out, I'm going to start a women's transition center. Now me, Pastor Murray, I'm sitting back saying, yeah, I heard it all. Every time I'm sitting up here, everybody talking about the transition center, I've heard it all. While she was on lockdown, her daughter was coming to classes at the Empowerment Center. She instructed from the inside her daughter on the outside to come to the classes, to get the classes on the Georgia Dream program. They bought 2 houses on Waters Avenue, right down the street from Lisa's. Shameless plug if you want to get some Chinese food.
Yeah.
And she started not only a transition center, but she started a place. I went there about 2 weeks ago. They're doing everything from getting your GED, cosmetology certifications. They're getting forklift training. And she did the thing. She got out. She's the president, and her daughter is the CEO.
Whoa.
A young lady, a millennial, was doing this thing.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Pastor Gilliard, I worked in a ministry, volunteered in the prison system for almost 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
From Connecticut down to Georgia, because I'm from Connecticut, and started in the prison ministry in 1979, 78, right in that era. And just recently, the Spirit of God pulled me. I was dealing with the prison system in Springfield, and right before COVID hit, maybe around a half a year before COVID hit, the Holy Spirit pulled me out of the prison system, and it's very interesting. So it's been a long time, and I've always had a passion for helping the inmates and especially in transition, because that's where the problem is. That's where a lot of them get out early, but the problem is the transition period. After they get out, then what? If they don't have stability when they get out, then a lot of them end right back in, or a thing or something worse. So, man, what you're doing is off the chain. I mean, it is phenomenal.
Yeah, I want to ask something that everything I'm hearing, this is, like he says, phenomenal. Now, I'm going to invite you to another one of our podcasts. You have to get with Julius Hall. The one that is incarceration to incorporation, every Friday at 6 p.m. You got to get on that show and share this information that you shared with us, which is the class, the new beginners. And there's another podcast that Julius Hall have with All Things Relevant, and it is every Friday at 6 p.m. It's called Incarceration to Incorporation, and they have an audience that can definitely use this information and share it with so many people that are incarcerated right now that could use the steps on how to succeed after being locked up. So you got to get Julius, and I'm inviting you on somebody else's show. Ain't that something?
That's me. I definitely look forward. And let me say this: there's so many. We all are in this together. We all in this together. and where the enemy so many times has focused on the divisive parts, but we can learn from one another. And I'm just one parable in the piece of a puzzle all over Savannah. We need each other right now because our people, they're hurting. So
Yep.
you've got COVID, you got people that have been depressed, you got some folk that have never going to recuperate from their workforce. Now they've got to shift on you to other things that are available. So what Feed the Hungry is doing, we're trying to fill that void, but we know there's so many other pieces of the puzzle, and we offer to partner. That's what we're about, partnerships.
Now, let me ask you something. Oh, Tanya, go right ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Let me ask you something. If somebody wanted to volunteer and assist your Feed the Hungry program, what do they do?
All they have to do is go to our website at www.savannahfeedthehungry.net. That's www.savannahfeedthehungry.net. They're going to go to a tab that says volunteer. And when they go and put their information in, Kathy will give you a call, our volunteer coordinator. We have a virtual orientation because Tanya will tell you when you come to our event, there are about 200 or 300 volunteers plus, and everybody has their lane. There's so much to do. There's so many shifts to cover. We can use the help. We get organizations, we get businesses, we get churches, we get agencies, we get people from all over the state and country that come in and volunteer. And it's a powerful, powerful feeling. I tell people a lot, it is the Universal Soul Circus on a plate now because we have fun, entertainment. And Tanya, I want to make this announcement to everyone that our ambassadors for the 2021 Christmas dinner are going to be the National Recording Group 112 will be with us at the event serving and at the event. And I'm excited that these guys are nationally R&B to gospel singers. A lot of people remember 112 back in our day. But they're going to be with us. They'll be volunteering. They'll be serving. And that's what it takes. We've had individuals from Curtis Blow to Nappy Roots that come in to the James Brown family. So every year we have these celebrity volunteers. I think 2 years ago, we had Tyrone Poole, two-time Super Bowl champion, and your alumni brother from the Valley. So, but we're just excited. And I want to go to the left for a minute to congratulate you, Tanya. Tanya was one of our recipients for the 2021 MLK Drum Major Awards, and long overdue, but just a powerful night. And I know you said that, but I want to say congratulations again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I felt honored to even be recognized, and I just do whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, really? Thank you. I really appreciate the award. It definitely was a great event, and then to be there with so many of the others in our community. I just do what I do. I am very passionate about people and making sure and hopefully that they can be successful. And I've been doing it for quite some time. Never thought that you'd get an award for just kind of having fun, So, however I can help, I take the opportunity to pour into. My friend Angela Dorsey uses that word a lot. Pour into young people. And I love young entrepreneurs. There are so many of them out there that we really just need to grab hold to and help them move their businesses forward. We need some Black young millionaires in this city. We need them. And
Wait, could you say that again? What kind of
Black young?
Oh, that's what I thought you said.
Yes. We need bad, and they exist. They're just like right there. They need a mentor like us. They need a mentor like us. They don't need
that's it.
Just score, somebody out there. They don't need just them. They need us. And we can help them really get to the next level. We just need to, I don't know what we need to do, Carl, but we need to come together, figure out how to pull them in and give them all that they need.
It's the information. My best friend is from Savannah, Georgia. you alluded to this rap group. He was formerly in the rap group that we had when we were growing up, and and he is right here from Savannah. He and his wife formed a company called Georgia Gifts and More. When he took me to the place that they had the business, the storefront, he said, "This is what we do." So they take these baskets and they put products in there, and I'm saying, "Okay, it's a good business." They won the Apex Award for the last 2 years, $5 million plus a year.
Woo!
Number one on Google, Georgia Gifts and More. They supply hotels, they supply conventions, they supply all the above, but it's a powerful entity. So one day he takes me to the Atlanta Business League. I'm tired. I just came back from session. I just want to go back to the hotel. He takes me over there to Morehouse. When I get there, there are a lot of older people there, but there are two young ladies there. And the two young ladies, one was 26 years of age. And this 26-year-old, this 26-year-old ended up being a multimillionaire. She owned her own company dealing with cleaning. And for the last 3 years, she's garnered over $8 million in her company at 26 years of age.
Wow.
Now, I'll say this. It's the information. Let me give you, for instance, we're going into the General Assembly this year, and there is a local sales tax for hotel that will bring $273 million, $62 million in my district alone. My problem is that how many of those dollars will go toward people who look like me? So we need some new millionaires. We need to give them the information, and I'm sure that will motivate young people that they can do an RS, a P, and they can request for a proposal and put that in, and they can get DBE certified. They can be a part of the equation, and they can get a piece of that money to become millionaires.
Now, they can get what type of certification?
DBE minority certifications. So what happens is every time you have a contract that comes in, big construction contracts with the city or building a school, they have to have a quota of DBE, i.e. minority certified businesses.
Right.
My office, since we've been around, has certified 84 people for free through the Georgia Department of Transportation Supportive Services. Now, there are people who are charging, but we don't charge. And we got all those people certified for free. It's a process, but we've got them certified. And so here again, every contract, the Civic Center, the arena, you can bet that there is a participation level for minorities, the fairgrounds, all the above. And so there's a percentage of businesses that they have to have, even when they submit the bid, they've got to have a DBE certified business.
Well, let me ask you, and Tanya, I know you have something right on the tip of your tongue. Hold on one moment. Let me ask you something. Hi, Pam. So good to see you. I met her too. Anyway, what type of businesses are awarded?
Anthony, you all there?
For business.
That's what happens when we live. Carl, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, there. I'm back.
Okay.
All right. What type of businesses are awarded the money? What type of business?
You have to be. So, just for instance, let's start with the Civic Center. In order to get that contract,
yeah, it's weather outside, and so there's all type of stuff going on in the atmosphere right now.
They put in a request for a proposal.
So, folks, if y'all could be a little patient, don't leave. Just get somebody else on the phone, on the horn here, and
we're good. You cut off Carl. What?
Okay. So they put in a request for a proposal, an RFP, and they said, you know what? We know there's a bid coming up for the Civic Center. When that major contractor puts in the bid, he or she has to have a DBE minority certified business to be a part of that package. So that person will offer some type of services within that contract. That's the only way that they're going to get that contract in Savannah. Now, when it comes to being even with the Department of Transportation, we've got billions of dollars and billions of contracts, and a percentage of it has to be minority DBE certified. So you go through the process to become DBE certified, and you're on that list wherever a person comes into a city to do business contracting. the film industry, all the above, and it's well worth it. But we should be millionaires. We should have several dozens and dozens of millionaires in Savannah.
Oh, hundreds. You know, the problem is the mindset. A lot of our people don't see themselves there. Now, listen, let me tell you something. You can't go anywhere you can't see.
That's right.
You know, so we've got to change our vision. You know, now there's one thing to have sight. I don't bump into things, but it's something totally different when your vision sees beyond what your eyes can see.
Come on, Pastor. Come on.
So this is very, very critical. You know, and one of the worst things we do to ourselves is put ourselves down and say, no way, it's impossible. But I'm living proof. All right. From a gangbanger to drug dealer to pastor to businessman, God brought me out and he brought me through. Why? Vision.
That's right.
Vision. All right. I look at Tanya and that award she got and the business she has, you know, and my finance business, we do pretty much the same thing. All right. We teach people financial literacy. We have free financial literacy workshops. We help people get their license and we help people start their own business. That's right. You know, the finance industry is the second highest paying industry in the world.
Absolutely.
It's a multi-trillion. Is anything after trillion? It is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. All right, enough for me. Tanya, go right ahead.
Can I allude to something you just said? Is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
All of us have glasses on right now, Pastor. Right? You're talking about everything I talk about. All of us have glasses. But if I give you my glasses, you might not be able to see Carl's vision. You might say, "Oh my God, I can't see nothing with them glasses." But if you got vision, then God will give you provision.
That's
you know. And and I talk about that all the time because the problem right now with people, whether they are not successful in business or whether they're not successful in leadership, is that they got to be able to see something. If you can't see, then it's hard to lead. It's hard to lead your family. And you know what? When you go through some things like what we went through in 2008 to 2009, but God to give us vision to be able to see something. And my family didn't see it until later on because they were saying, wow, we're feeding people and, you know, we're going through this. We're feeding people, but God will give you this. And I want to applaud you for saying that because that's the essence. If anybody wants to gravitate to anything today that's going to carry them over, you got to have vision. You got to.
You're absolutely right. You have to have vision. But after vision, there has to be some sort of capital.
That's right. That's right.
The other reason that some of our businesses don't make it or don't even apply for DBE is because they don't have their finances in order. It's not that they're not making money. It's just that they don't have them in order. They don't have an accountant. They don't have a CPA. They don't have a bookkeeper. And so that's one of those other things that we are lacking in our community is that we don't have enough help to get our business in order. I'm looking at this statement that Mr. Brown says here is that he has a landscaping business, right? And so he's doing business in Florida, but from Savannah. And I remember a long time ago when Mr. Formey did business all over the country, but didn't do any business here in Savannah. And he needed, our community didn't look at him until he went away and became a millionaire and then comes back, you know, and that's terrible. And so this gentleman, Mr. Brown, there's got to be a way that he should be able to do business here at home. He shouldn't have to be down in Florida to do his landscaping business. He already, you know, that just doesn't make any sense. He should be able to get a contract here. But he'll have to make his money someplace else instead of being able to make his money right here in Savannah, Georgia. What are we doing? Why are we sending our businesses, our entrepreneurs away?
Hey, you know what?
And we have to support those businesses too. I thought it was Mr. Brown who does my lawn. I didn't know. I was looking real close because there is a Mr. Brown. Um, but we also have to support them ourselves and use their services.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, and let me encourage you guys on something. Those of you that are with us today, and those that some of you are coming on a couple of days from now, maybe a week from now, or whatever, you're going to be on the show. If you're working with a person of color, they're in business, and they make a mistake, don't throw them under the bus. You don't do that at Walmart. You don't do that when you go to Macy's and they mess up your money, or McDonald's. You know, one of my friends got double charged because he did something. He ordered his food on the app, and then they went to the window and they charged him again. And instead of him saying something that slipped his mind, then he realized when he got home, guess what? He didn't stop going to McDonald's. All right. So why do people of color, when a business owner that's a person of color make a mistake, you dog them out and don't want to have anything else to do with them? You know, that goes back to the old slave mentality. And we've got to get over that stuff, man. We've got to get over that stuff. You know, Black-owned businesses are no different than any other business. The difference is, from my perspective, is that we just have to work a pinch harder than everybody else. All right. And like Tanya was saying, all right, we don't have, but Pastor Gilliard talked about provision with the vision. All right. You got to have a plan. You have to have goals, short term and long term. All right. And your plans like stair steps. All right. Your goals are like stair steps. All right. And that's going to help you achieve. But while you're walking up those stairs, you're learning. Don't stop continuing in your process of learning. Workshops, seminars, education, sitting down one-on-one, talking with somebody that's been in the business longer than you. I love getting together with white folks, Asian folks, and everybody else that's been in the finance industry that's making millions of dollars. Why? I'm going to pick their brain.
Yes.
And then after I pick their brain, when I find a Black young man, Black young woman, I'm feeding them everything I can.
Absolutely.
Until they're regurgitating it. That's right. Until it's so overflowing in them that they start mimicking me.
All right.
All right. So enough for me.
Duplication. That's awesome.
Duplication. That's what it's all about. You know, that's what Pastor Gilliard, Dr. Gilliard is doing. He's teaching duplication. You know, we need to reach out in the community. And guess what? When you reach out to the community, it affects everybody.
It sure
Black,
does.
white, yellow, brown, everybody.
So Representative Gilliard, you have another program that you're going to introduce in January. Should I talk about that, or should you talk about that?
Well, I'll give you a couple. So December 23rd, Savannah Civic Center, the big one, 3:00. And then we go to the King weekend, MLK holiday. We have an event. We're bringing the sister-in-law of Martin Luther King Jr., Naomi King. She'll be joining us, 90 years young.
Wow.
The sister of Dr. King's sister-in-law by marriage of A.D. King, his brother. And she'll be joining us for another free event at the Savannah Civic Center banquet room. We want you to meet her on January the 15th, Dr. King's birthday. That's free. We're going to send invitations out. We hope that you come. On the next day, we're at the Jefferson Museum with a documentary called The Power of the Pen that I wrote in reference to how we got the Ahmaud Arbery citizen arrest repeal law repeal. That is a free event to come to that documentary. And then the next day, we're at the Frank Keller's Boys and Girls Club with a 13th annual MLK dinner. That's free and open to the public. But what you're speaking of is a program I think will change a lot of people coming back into society. It's called Show Me Your Guns. It is a program for individuals that might have gotten picked up because they have a gun in their possession. That gun will send them to prison because they're i.e. convicted felons. What this program will do is they will send them to us. They won't go to prison. They'll confiscate the gun. We'll develop a program. Maybe John has a problem right now with addiction. Maybe John has a problem because he don't have any place to stay. Maybe he needs a job. We're going to customize a program just for John, whether it's job, school, housing, all the above. If the judge will sentence them to a year in the program, they're not going to prison. They can complete the program, and it will not be on their record. That is the program. It's called Show Me Your Guns. And that's just a parable of things that we can do. We don't have the answers to everything, but we can do our little small part. And I'll tell you, after working with men and women, I serve on the committee for prisons and jails. When you travel across the state of Georgia and you see what our young men are going through and our young ladies are going through, you have to find out what else can we do. And so this is, Tanya, this is only a small parable of what we can do. And I'm very excited about the program.
That is awesome. You keeping the Empowerment Center busy.
Well, it's about empowerment, and we're getting ready to open the Empowerment Center in Brunswick, Georgia, and inside Sylvania, Georgia. And this has been years. This hasn't been like overnight. We have Feed the Hungries in Sylvania and Feed the Hungries in Brunswick. So after all these years, it's a buildup to being able to implement this, and I'm very, very, very excited.
I am excited also. Now let's go back to the December 23rd event. We are going to be able to go into the Civic Center, sit down, and have dinner. Is that what you're saying?
We're going to be able to go into the Martin Luther King Arena, which I think the Martin Luther King Arena should have transferred over to the in market, but that's a whole nother subject. Pray for me on that, Pastor, please.
Absolutely.
But we're going to come into the Martin Luther King Arena. When you come in, you don't have to register. You just come as you are. But those people that have registered for toys, there's going to be a section for you because we'll have your toys and everything already put together. You don't have to get up. We're going to bring you a hot meal. You'll go through the empowerment zone. Then we'll sit you down. You have a hot meal. We got live entertainment, the signature produce market, the signature market with lots of goodies of healthy foods and all types of telling you how to prepare, how to use that ginger, how to use that purple sweet potato, make that purple sweet potato pie. I'm getting excited about that by itself. But Tanya tells me to eat healthy, eat healthy. But it's a real good event because you're going to have entertainment and everything, and people are going to be feeling good. And this year, we have the undercover angel thing that's going to happen. And I say that very small, very, very quietly, because there'll be some people coming there that will get some big surprises. We can't really say it wouldn't be an undercover angel. But it's an opportunity to quietly bless some people that we've got some radars on and try to help them along the way. And I'm very excited that we're going to be able to do that this year.
Ooh, you got what's going on. So
what you're doing is just so. I mean, it's like a whole nother level, man. It's just a whole nother. I mean, to God be the glory. I know that's what you're saying in your heart, but it's like on a whole nother level. And if I could just say to folks something Representative Gilliard said, it was years in the making. All right, it was years in the making. It didn't just happen overnight. All right, and to go back to what Tanya said earlier about mentoring and different things where we help young. One of the things I find with youth and anyone really is that when we run into a roadblock, we give up. Man, you ought to be thankful for the roadblocks. Be thankful for those mountains and all those streams and valleys. You know why? Because now you're going to learn something that you didn't know that's going to help you in your journey. All right. You're going to have to do maybe some research, or you're going to have to dig and find out what happened to that money, or dig and find out why they turned down that contract. But guess what you're gaining that whole time? You're gaining information. You're gaining experience. You're gaining knowledge. All right. And once that knowledge turns into experience, it's called experiential knowledge. All right. It's called epignosis in the Greek.
Yeah.
which means now you've experienced that knowledge. All right, now you can pass it on to somebody. So don't just throw in the towel because you ran into a little bit of headache and problem in your business. Man, keep it just
Oh,
don't give it up. Don't give Tanya. How many problems have you had in your business, and your business is now thriving?
woo. Yes.
Comes
I've
with the
had
territory.
many. Like, don't even. I'm like, why you want to bring it up? Like, but it's but you just don't give up. That's
Yeah.
all. You just keep moving. You don't give up. You have to keep pressing ahead. There's still other things that I want to do. I love my travel business on the network marketing side, and I don't want to give that up. There are so many other things that I want to do, and I still have time to do. I still see myself becoming a millionaire. But if I can't do it, I'm definitely going to make sure that the young people behind me have that opportunity. So if I can put them in front of as many people or in as many programs, or give them any knowledge that I have, that's me, and that's what I want to do. Make some millionaires. So
Me
Representative
too.
Gilliard, if we want to make some millionaires, I'm in however you want to do it, whatever we need to do, however we need to bring money in here to make sure that we get some. I'm ready. I'm ready to, just do the hard work. I don't care if it's for free. I'm ready to do the work. You hear me?
I got this word before I leave called epinosis. I wrote it down.
Epinosis.
Yeah,
Yeah, new word.
Yeah.
yeah, I got that. That's my nugget for the day. I wrote that down. Copyright Pastor Murray. I'll write it down right now.
I did the same thing.
But
But
but you're on. I'll tell you a quick story. And you all know I talk from my heart. When I first got elected, I was Flo. You ever when you iron something on like clothing, it starts shining. And
Yeah.
so I had my suit, Pastor Murray. I had my one blue suit. I had other suits. They look real churchy, but I didn't have anything look conservative. I couldn't wear the striped checkerboard, and I couldn't wear that. And so I pulled this one suit out that I had to iron so many times. It had the shine on it, and I had the Kurt Franklin collar right here. It was collar went out this right here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I couldn't even do melodies from heaven. I couldn't even button it up. It was just down here. And I got upset because when I got an invitation to come in the room, and it messed me up because I got mad. I saw millionaires. I just got mad. I looked around the room. I got really mad. My whole complexion changed, and everything they said I couldn't hear. They were saying, "This is Representative Carl Gill. You sound like I was on the Charlie Brown movie." It's, wah, 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 wah. That's what it sounded like because I was just upset. Like, how dare they be rich, affluent? How dare? And I'm sitting up here and I'm in this suit that I had to iron just to get here.
Mm.
Are you with me? And it really made me determine that I don't want anything from you. But guess what? I want to be in a room with you,
right.
and I want to have the millions like you. But I don't want anything from you. I'm not going to borrow. I'm not going to sell myself.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with me? So I went back and I got back, and this is a true story. And I studied late at night. My wife would say, "You come to bed?" I said, "No." And the Bible says, "Study to show yourself approved." I studied and I studied. I found $42 million. That's the Dream Program. That money was old Obama money sitting there that they didn't want to use because of party. And I got that money from the Department of Community Affairs and brought it to Chatham County. I started finding money. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Wow,
The old
powerful.
president, the reason why he was able to do what he did with so many companies, he didn't use his Social Security number that Carl used when Feed the Hungry started. That Jack Carl's credit was tore from the floor, couldn't pay attention, couldn't pay anybody. He used his Dun and Bradstreet number, and he empowered that Dun and Bradstreet number, and he empowered it several times. Where if this business didn't work, he threw it away, started another Dun and Bradstreet number. The Dun and Bradstreet number, in 45 days, you can have a score of an 80, which is an 800 beacon.
Whoa.
Are you hearing me?
Wow.
So you have multiple Dun and Brad. So I started saying, I'm not using my social because I had to repair my credit because I was trying to feed people. I took care of everybody else before I took care of myself. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, folk, one thing about it, Tanya, folk will talk about you when you're down. They'll say, "I'll tell you what, how can you do this?" But they didn't understand my story. Are you
Yeah.
feeling me?
That's right.
And so I had to learn. I didn't know that I could take this Dun and Bradstreet number instead of using my Social Security number, and I
Mhm.
start my business credit. And in 45 days, I got an 80 score. In
Mhm.
40 in the next 60 days, I can get $250,000 line of credit.
Whoa.
I
Wow.
can buy a car with my Dun and Bradstreet number. I can buy a house with my Dun and Bradstreet number. I didn't know that. And so I
And all
started
you
learning.
asked for was an opportunity. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
I just learned it. I know what you're talking about, Pastor Murray, when you're in the room, because I'm telling you, I'm on a mission. And let me say this to you
Mm.
all. This show is one of the best shows because I've been watching. It's teaching. Grab the information, get empowered. Tanya, I know what you're talking about when you say you just want to get people, because I got tired of going to other people. Talking about other people.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Trying to
yeah.
feed the people and whatever. I got to go to other people. When I can pick up the phone and call Tanya and say, "Hey, Tanya, we got this coming up. Hey, I'm in." I can call Audrey. I can call Caitlin. I can call Lawrence Bradley. I can call folk that look like me. I'm just trying to tell y'all. Are you with me today? Because if we're going to empower our community, we gotta put back into our community. Are you with me?
Yes.
So it does my heart
That's
warm
right.
to be here because I know what y'all are doing. I know the power, and if everybody's watching this, if you'll stay glued onto this show, I listen to Urban View every Saturday, and I get the wealth, the information. And I'm not talking about from Dave Ramsey.
Right.
Y'all got it. Dave Ramsey is only gonna give you only a parable. You
yeah,
with me? But I'm talking about you giving them the information straight, like crackling cornbread. You're not even giving them regular cornbread. You're giving them crackling cornbread. You know, that cornbread that make you choke off the information, like
yeah.
you said, Pastor, like gurgitate with the information.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
So, so it's just my heart is full today because I know where y'all are going. But I just want to tell you, Flo, Pastor Murray, uh, Tanya,
Yes.
everybody on all things relevant. I'm with you. I might have not showed up, but I'm with you, and we can't let anything separate us from the love of God. I'm telling you today. I'm Pastor. I'm sorry to change the format, but I know that we got to get people empowered financially. We got to for the survival. You know what? They're moving folk downtown so we can move out of town.
And
Mm.
that's something.
It's about this because
Yeah.
Mhm.
now downtown is getting ready to be empowered. They're moving everybody out. You mean to tell me we're gonna have apartments at the mall now?
Mhm.
Are y'all with me?
Yes. Yep.
So everybody's getting this. The
Yes.
port's getting this.
Yes.
It's growing. But are we getting it?
Nope.
Everybody's getting this. 14.8 million tourists. Do we have a black business downtown on River Street? Can I talk to y'all today?
Talk to me.
Please,
Everybody's getting
please
this.
tell the truth.
Everybody's getting this, and we so busy fighting each other that we ain't getting none.
Nope.
Mhm.
Everybody's getting this. And Flo, I don't go to many things. When they call me to go, I don't go because I get tired of seeing them with their nice white shirts and money, and I just get like, I'm going back. I can be taking this time instead of eating this caviar and filet mignon. I can be trying to equip myself. I want to get
Yes, sir.
equipped.
Yes.
Hey, let me ask you something, uh, Pastor Gilliard. What is the address and what are the times for the Empowerment Center?
The
So we're
address is
located at
really on your phone.
4704 Augusta Road in Greater Garden City, right across from Groves High School. You'll see a St. Joseph marquee sign. We're right next to Good Samaritan, which is the health clinic, Monday through Fridays from 10 to 3, unless Tanya's havoc the building between Saturday, Sunday, and beyond. But we want to partner. We want people to have workshops and seminars. We want, we've got a conference room. We've got a computer lab. We want people to come and to get equipped. We want there to be so many workshops and seminars where people can't even use the excuse that I don't have. When we first got in that building 2 years ago, we didn't want people to come saying, "Do y'all giving out food?" No, failure's not an option. We're not giving out food here, but we're giving you the way to have your food, to get equipped for the equipping of the saints, because we need you equipped, and that's where it's at.
We thank you so much for the Empowerment Center and for what it is doing. Carl, we also have to say congratulations on your awards this year. You
Yes.
first, thank you for the bill, that Citizens Act bill. What is
Yeah.
Repeal.
it called?
Repeal.
The Citizens Repeal. Awesome. You know,
Thank you.
people have to understand that you were behind that 100%. You put it out there. You made sure that that happened. We got the votes for it. And that's why we have that today. Thank you. And
Thank you.
then you were awarded by the Black Caucus, the Georgia Black Caucus, the Legislator of the Year Award for 2021. And we see why. And we thank you for what you're doing for Savannah and definitely for Garden City. We are so very proud of you. And your work will definitely make us work harder. And so keep it up. Every time you go live, I try to get on because I get notification, and I'm,
Thank
you
you.
know, so I might not say anything. That little one come up there or two come up there or 25. I'm one of them.
One of them.
Thank you.
I
Thank
want
you.
to hear what you're saying and what you're doing. And I think that that is awesome that you give us the news from the Golden Dome. You know, you don't wait till you get home. You broadcast live from where you are, sharing information, keeping us informed. And we thank you. Thank you for doing that. So I don't know what you want to do next. Whatever you all are doing for the holiday season, Carl Gilliard has never invited me to a fundraiser, but he has to have fundraisers going on. And if you all don't
You're
have anything
always
to
invited.
do with your money, y'all need to support our legislators. They have to, they got to be in office. They have things that they have to do. We need to continue to support them year after year, day after day. Put your money where the work is. He
That's
is
right.
working for our community. We need to support Carl Gilliard. When you see those signs go up, or even before then, support. Put your money out there now. We need to get him elected over and over again. That's all I
Okay.
have today.
Hey, you know what? I need to throw this out there. What we
Okay.
really need to do is to get him in a position to where he can help the entire state. See, because everybody forget about Effingham County. I live in Effingham County, where when I moved down here from Connecticut, I saw a sign, a recruitment sign for the KKK.
Mm.
Now, if y'all don't know what that is, I grew up
Oh,
in a very, let me tell you something. In the 70s, we were still boycotting and marching, all right, to get our rights, just for free buses to school, all right. When I saw that sign, I flipped the lid. I was like,
Mm.
I thought I was seeing things. I drove by that corner the second time, sign was still there. Recruitment meeting, phone number, KKK.
What year was that?
Y'all, I'm telling you, this is real. If y'all cannot see why we need a black man in a position that will affect and help our people statewide, maybe even nationwide,
Yeah.
y'all better wake up. Smell the coffee, the roses, the chocolate, the tea, and everything else.
I'll tell you this, Pastor Murray, you're on it. Before I close, I want to give you two. I didn't plan on talking about this, but Tanya, you're pulling it out of me, Pastor. So we know the Ahmaud Arbery was murder was a tragedy, and when that happened, and I filed the citizen arrest repeal, they thought I was crazy. It's not going to happen. You're a Democrat. It ain't going to happen. And we filed it, and we pushed it. The people pushed it. The people called in. The people emailed, and we were able to get that repeal. Now, what do we do next? So watch this. That law was in 1863, where this was post-Reconstruction, where this guy named Tom Cobb wrote the doctrine on how to form the Ku Klux Klan. He wrote the doctrine on how to form a Ku Klux Klan. They took that information and they filed the citizen arrest law of 1863. 5 years later, 33 black senators and state representatives ran for office. They won, but they would not allow them to take their seat. They would not allow them to be sworn in. They would not allow them to serve. 5 of them were from Chatham County and Liberty County. My great uncle Goldwyn Golden was one of them from Liberty County, and 14 of them were lynched.
What?
14. They're called the Original 33. So I have legislation called the Original 33 Act, and you're going to hear about it at the end of December. It's going to be really big. It is dealing with Georgia's cold case lynching. Cold case lynching. So there's so many people from 1863 because this was a legal law to lynch us. That's what the citizen arrest law of Georgia was. It was legal because they would keep you for 48 hours. A lot can be done in 48 hours. And so when that law came out in 1863, in 1868, when the Original 33 were elected, they would not allow them to take office, and they lynched 14 of them. 5 were from Chatham County. So this act does this. It outlaws lynching, and lynching is not just hanging folk. Lynching is 1 or 2 more people that might beat you, they might cut you, all the above. There have been so many people, even since then, even in the early 90s to now, that have been lynched. It follows up from the Ahmaud Arbery bill. And I'll tell you that the Black community is going to be with it. We've got the Jewish community, we got the NAACP, the Urban League, we got the Anti-Defamation League. We got everyone that's going to be coming together. It's going to be a national bill, and we're going to force the hand of the governor. Since they say they want to do right, we're going to say do right and put it on paper, because it's an abomination that Georgia has not dealt with the number of people who have been lynched. Now, let me go backwards real quick and tell you why this is important to me personally. In 1957, a young man named Jerome Levant, who was my brother in Pembroke, Georgia, before I was born, went to Pembroke one weekend, and the racist sheriff that was there used to take Black folk, and he would tell them, because they were selling moonshine, any uppity Negroes, take care of them. My brother was coming home that weekend to see my grandmother, and he was going to college on Monday. They accosted him, so they detained him, and they cut him up into pieces. That is a lynching. 1957, Jerome Levant. My mother suffered from that for many years, because in 1968, she lost another son in Pembroke. I never say a whole lot, but God has a way of taking destiny and bringing the wheels full circle. So now is the time that Georgia deal with cold cases, because Jerome Levant was a person. Roy Stokes was a real person, and they deserve justice, just like so many hundreds of others who were lynched in Georgia.
My God.
So, in the words of Cecil B. DeMille, so let it be written, so let it be done.
Wow.
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 Wow. That's
Wow.
that
Man.
is
But thank you all so much for allowing me to be here. And I mean, this is a blessing to me. I don't say a lot. I'm just telling you that God has a plan, and it's time for us to stick together, y'all. We got to put everything aside. We got to, for the greater good. And let's move our people forward.
Yes, sir. We thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us today. Two people, another person brought up something else, was Bobby Hill, honoring Bobby Hill. You know, you are doing some awesome things, and we haven't had this much conversation from our Facebook fans at any of our Fridays, and you have just stirred up everyone. So
I think we need to get Brother Pastor back. I think he needs. We did not even talk about what led you into politics. We didn't talk about what led you into different things that you're doing. You know, this is important. This is extremely important. All right. We have a brother named Julius Hall, excuse me, that eventually he's going to become mayor of one of the local cities. All right. And so we need,
especially when
people.
I propose that local bill that they cannot discriminate, that if you have your time is served, your time is served. And they should not.
It should be done, and that should be the end of it.
You know why? Because it's unlawful. If you serve your time, there are many of them that have served time in some capacity, and they're sitting in the halls of government right now. So, you know, we need to do a time served bill and just call it out straight across the state of Georgia. It's time that those things stop. And they did it because Mr. Hall is a Black man. And when when you see the opportunity for somebody to come and change, same thing that has vision, then people are scared of the vision that he would bring to Port Wentworth. Port Wentworth needs change. Port Wentworth has to have change.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm fired up. I just want to close with one thing, and then I'm through. I'm really through. The richest place in the world, the absolute richest place in the world, we overlook. We drive by. Sometimes we go there, and we don't even realize it. But there's more books unwritten, more plays never produced, more movies, more politicians. There's senators, there's doctors, there's attorneys, all in this one place. They never had a chance to live their vision. For whatever reason. You know what that place is? It's not the school. It's not Walmart. It's the graveyard.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the graveyard. Because for whatever reason, we put that vision, that dream, that plan, that goal, we put it on a shelf. All right.
That's right.
Folks, let's get rid of the excuses. Let's get over our fears. All right.
Yeah.
Remember, fear is not there to make you afraid. It's only there to cause you to investigate. All right. That's it for me.
How about closing us out right now, because we are way over?
Absolutely. We are way over, and they were gracious enough to allow us. Hey, listen.
Representative, this is another show.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for being with us today. This is Pastor Murray. Listen, like us on Facebook. Love us on Facebook. I want you to do one thing. Share this show. Refer this show. Contact your friends, your family. Press that like button like you don't have anything else to do for like 5 minutes, all right? And let's build this up. Help us to reach our community, all right? Thank you for being with us. I'm Pastor Murray.
Tanya Scott Pilcher.
Man Flow in the house. Y'all see us next Friday. Thank you very much, Representative. That was awesome. I'm looking forward to the next show.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Flo. And thank you, Pastor.
What happened? Uh-oh. Who put him out? What happened? Okay. In broadcast.